naturally.
Welcome everyone to the podcast. You heard it here. Eventually, season 2. We're back. My mic. Oh no, I thought it wasn't working. My mic's good. But yeah, we had a slight little 2-month hiatus. It happens to everyone. Happens to the best of us. Basically, I moved, as you can tell. That's why we're in season 2 now. Finally. I have a new desk. I have a light behind me now. Planning on getting Elgato lights. It's glorious. I need to get some wall decor for here. Maybe for behind the door. Just need to
right
make
now
it.
all you can see is the bang zone.
Yeah, where all the magic happens right there. With my new mattress, that is glorious. I have also dressers underneath my mattress. Right.
Covered by the blanket.
I built that nightstand on my own. It's glorious. But yeah, we'll get into the move and all that in this episode. But I think just so we obviously were on delay when Spiderverse came out, which I want to talk about a lot because I saw it, loved it. But I guess before that, some slight Marvel delays, I guess, can start. One of them is just a little like jarring to me, but I'll talk about it in a second. The only good one is we're getting Deadpool 3 6 months earlier. It used to come out on November 8th, 2024. Now it's May 3rd, 2024. Everything else is a delay, but I guess that's good.
I mean, they must have moved it up because it's everything else that got delayed. They need to fill time.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to go for like a year with no.
But
Marvel
also
movie or
they're going I think like they said that this movie doesn't care about the writer's strike or something. Like it's proceeding even with that.
Well, because Ryan Reynolds is a writer of it, is one of the main writers, I think, right? And he's not a writer, so he's not part of the guild.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be on strike, I don't think. I don't know all the technical details of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
It's happened before and it's messed up a bunch of show seasons. I mean, rightfully so if they're underpaid, but
I think this this
I lived
specific
through it.
one is more like the fact that like AI is doing a bunch of shit now, like rewrites to people's script, and they're like, that's not cool. Which hell yeah, it's not cool.
Well, it's that, and they
And
haven't renegotiated. What?
Well, it's that, and what you were saying, the underpaid. Like people, I think that they're fighting for like if Stranger Things people shouldn't be getting paid the same as like a smaller Netflix show, but currently those writers are getting paid the same or something.
I think it's the reverse because don't people want more money usually? I think that it's
they want
like
more money for people who deserve it. Like Stranger Things writers should get more.
I think it's more like there's no real. I thought what I read was there's no real rules right now or like guidelines that the industry uses and follows for streaming platform, like being a writer for a streaming platform. And so I think they're like criminally underpaid is what I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that was it because the writer strike is like the whole guild goes on strike. I mean, I imagine the smaller show writers are part of the guild also.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't go on strike against themselves being like, hey, we're overpaid.
That's true.
You know, so I think it's more that the streaming giants are not paying writers what they think they deserve because they churn out tons of material.
Yeah.
And they probably don't get paid on par with like the writers who are doing episodic content like 26 or like 8 episode seasons on TV or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Other delays and a title change. Captain America 4, which used to be called, hang on.
Oh my God, why do I not know this?
It was originally called, why the hell isn't this just, oh, here we go. New World Order is now being called Brave New World, and it's delayed only 2 months, almost 3, because it's like beginning and end of the month. It was originally May 3rd, 2024. Now it's July 24th, 2024. Then the next one is the Thunderbolts was originally July 26th, 2024. Now December 20th, 2024. Then we got Blade. Used to be September 6th, 2024. Now it's Valentine's Day 2025. Great Valentine's Day movie. Go see some dude killing some vampires.
Same marketing as Ryan Reynolds for
very,
Deadpool 1.
Very romantic. Fantastic Four used to be Valentine's Day 2025. Now it's May 2nd, 2025. King Dynasty used to be May 2nd, 2025. Now it's May 1st, 2026. And then Secret Wars. This is the one that's like kind of jarring to me just because it's like it's weird to think so far in the future. And I feel like I've never seen 2027 written out. But like it was originally May 1st, 2026, and now it's May 7th, 2027.
So delayed the two like big team ups
Yeah,
by
just
a
say
whole year.
yeah. Which I
Well,
feel like
each a
when there's
year.
everything like replaced the other one basically.
Hmm.
Once you start to get down the list, which also going into just movies in general, um and like jarring announcements, um all the Avatar sequels got a date, which is so weird to me.
Well,
Like
he's filming them all at once, I think, right?
I have no idea,
Like Lord of
but
the Rings style. I think he
now,
is.
um, Avatar 3 is coming out December 19th, 2025. Avatar 4 is gonna be December 21st, 2029 instead of 2026 when it was originally said, and Avatar 5 is gonna be December 19th, 2031 instead of 2028 like originally said.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
Insane. Like
Yeah.
it's just so weird to think about 2031.
And that's like the date they said now. It could be
Yeah,
delayed further. It's
exactly.
like, my God.
Yeah, that is crazy to me. But I also still haven't seen Avatar. Or the second one.
Way of Water. Yeah.
Yeah, which just came to streaming, so maybe I'll watch it eventually. Um, but anyways, Spider Verse. I didn't even know that you saw it because
Hmm.
we haven't talked about it at all. TLDR. I think really the only criticism that I can have is that nothing was resolved, but we went into this movie knowing it was a part one. It's the same thing with like Infinity War. There was no
Yeah.
resolution to that movie, so that like it's not even a criticism, but it's like a criticism that I could see from someone. I feel like, but everything else, I fucking loved it.
I liked basically everything about the movie too. I thought the only thing I thought like was a slight negative was sometimes on the screen it was like so busy,
Hmm.
so comic booky that I couldn't tell what was going on. I had almost like a reading a manga issue.
Yeah.
I didn't know what just happened
Well, so
because
that
of
was one
the
thing.
explosiveness.
That was one thing people complain. Not that specifically, but similar. They originally or recently complained that the movie was too loud. That like the sound effects that you couldn't hear the people. So I think
Mm.
Sony sent all theaters a new copy of the movie with better audio mixing.
It's all digital now anyway. I don't even know if they think that it's just like a digital
Yeah,
download for them now.
yeah,
It's like not even like a physical thing.
yeah. Like sent digitally. I mean, but
Yeah,
um,
rebalance things. I thought the acting was top notch.
oh yeah.
Oscar Isaac.
He's
I mean,
now
he
five
is the
people in
best.
Marvel. He's
He is
the three
so
Moon
good.
Knights, which yeah, the three Moon Knights. He was Apocalypse in the X-Men universe, and now he's Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, he's just so good. And
Yeah,
you know, if they ever did like Miguel O'Hara live action, they would just use him.
yeah,
Moon Knight actor be damned. Like it's like a long lost twin or something.
yeah,
Why would you not use him? It's insane. He really stood out to me.
yeah.
I could recognize his voice. I didn't know any of the actors going in. I recognized his voice right
Yeah.
away.
I loved the Donald Glover live action Who Framed Roger Rabbit type thing, like
Yeah,
live action meets cartoon.
I liked how they intermingled. I think every previous Spider-Man movie, like from
Yeah.
Toby's,
The
from the
only
first
thing
Toby one,
the only
all the way
thing
to
that I
present.
think is like a little because like they showed Venomverse when Spot went to that universe. They showed Toby in the web. They showed Andrew in the web. The only person they didn't show is Tom, and I'm guessing they're saving him from 3 or 4 3
Well,
because
they did mention him
yeah,
though.
they said the
They did
Doctor
mention him.
Strange and Spider Man from 19999. Which
Yeah, I
also
kept
goes against then
the six one
Kevin
six.
Feige. It's so confusing.
Yeah, they
Um,
need to get their multiverse straightened up.
I
They really
like
need
I
Kang to
like
hop in.
199999. I think it's a good designation because 616 has always been the comic universe, and I like how even Sony universe is retconning it a little bit with when she went to go see Peter B. Parker, Jake Johnson. His was designated like 616B or something,
Mm,
just to differentiate it a little bit more. Um,
yeah, maybe like almost identical except for one minor detail or something. I could see
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Um, I loved like how it ended. Um, I think
I did too.
like it was so cool. Like I knew that he was in the wrong universe the whole time because I saw when she was like, or he was inputting it. I saw it said Earth 42, and I knew that he wasn't from Earth 42. Um, but I didn't know that Gwen was in the wrong universe, or that she went to his
I
original one.
Yeah,
So
I
seeing
thought
that
they
whole thing,
checked. Yeah, I thought they checked the machine and went to the universe that he definitely went to,
yeah,
not the universe that they knew he was from.
mm-hmm.
So I thought they were all in the universe with him. But when she said he's in the wrong universe, I was like, oh my god, they're all in the wrong universe. That's
Yeah,
hilarious. But then it wasn't all of them. It was like I didn't see that coming, and I
mm-hmm.
usually see I did see it coming that he'd go to the wrong universe. I didn't notice the 42, but as soon as that resolves itself, I was like, oh yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy though, because wouldn't that machine have like a 50-50 shot of sending him to the right universe? Because he still has all of his other DNA.
yeah,
It's just the spider DNA, which it's not trained to hone in on because it sends villains back and stuff all the time.
yeah, that's true.
So that was just lucky
I
for the
loved.
story.
I thought I was gonna hate Hobie. Loved Hobie. He was great.
Which one was Hobie?
The Spider Punk, the British one.
Oh my
Fuck the
god, he was
anarchy
awesome.
or
He was
fight
awesome.
fight
By
the
the way,
big.
I quit.
Yeah.
When he did that, I was like, oh my god. I like the way that he changes colors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The unique distinction of all the spiders,
Yeah.
so great. T-Rex spider, come on.
Peter, or what was I forgot his name, but the car, it was like, instead of Peter Parker, it was like something parked car.
Yeah. Yeah. They had a couple of puns
The Lego
that I thought were
universe was
really funny.
awesome.
Which one?
The Lego universe,
Oh yeah, and him, and yeah, and obviously Lego Spidey
which
being
apparently,
a
so
main guy.
someone, it was like this 14-year-old kid um did the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse completely in Lego, and it like went viral online when Into the Spider-Verse was coming out, and he was hired to do the entire Lego part of this movie.
That's super cool. That is so cool.
Um and
I think.
they also used the same sound clip from the 2002 movie for J.K. Simmons in the Lego verse when he was saying like, "Oh, I put this on my desk by whatever." That was
Yeah.
the exact same sound clip.
I knew it was J.K. Simmons. I didn't know if he redid it or not.
Yeah.
If he just revoiced it. I'm the one of the things I don't know who asked me this, but someone was asking me, do we think who do we think the big bad is of part 2? Is it Spot
I
or
think it
is it
has
gonna
to be
be
Spot because
2099?
he sort of won in this one, almost like how Thanos won in Infinity War. So I feel like it almost has to be Spot. But I do feel like, I don't know, my brain right now, and I can see this totally not happening. It's called Beyond the Spider-Verse, and we know that live action Miles is happening. So I'm just curious, like, if it's gonna be this Miles that goes beyond the Spider-Verse into like live action, or if it's just because we've already seen a live action come to the animated universe and he didn't turn animated. So if he goes to a live action, will he stay weirdly animated around live action people? I don't know. But that's another reason why I feel like they're saving Tom Holland for the third one, because maybe he is part of this Beyond the Spider-Verse story. I don't know.
Mm, yeah, I could see it. I could see it being Spot, but I feel like Spot.
That was also,
Uh,
I like, so I didn't know Spot at all going into this movie, like just as a villain in general, and using the bagel guy was just genius. I thought that was so funny. Bagels are just like a symbolism for multiverse now, because everything everywhere all at once. You had the bagel in that too.
yeah,
It's just crazy.
yeah. I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah, but yeah, seeing like the web, sort of like how like Loki did this, the whole multiverse branches and all that, and all of their technology look the same. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very excited for the third one. But I'm sure it like I think one of my friends was saying like, "Oh, I can't rank this movie yet just cuz nothing was concluded, and my how 3 ends will affect my ranking of this movie, and if they knock it out of the park, this will be high, and if they don't, it'll be lower." But I don't know. I think like they resolved what they needed to in this movie. Like he's still like, even though he didn't tell his mom he was Spider-Man, like he came to terms with that he was going to, and he thought that he was. So like, it's not like he didn't evolve as a character at all from the beginning of the movie. he still
Yeah.
went through that. So I don't know. I think enough was resolved. And if you're fine with like Infinity War to Endgame cliffhangers, you like got to be fine with this almost.
I just think when there's a part one and a part two, and it's announced ahead of time, you can't
Yeah.
expect resolutions. That's just I personally don't expect resolutions.
Yeah.
I mean, Mission Impossible is doing the same thing. It's like, and they literally kept part one in the title,
Oh damn.
so there's gonna be a part two. So I mean, I'm not going in expecting him to beat the big bad organization
Yeah.
at the end of this movie. I expect that to happen at the end of part two or the final part, whenever the hell that is.
Yeah. I saw some tweet that it was like, "Oh, wait to go or wait till like May of 2024 to go see this movie." And it's like that's dumb. Just go see it now.
Yeah,
I did see it.
rewatch it.
I did see it in IMAX, which was cool. But not necessary. Like it's not like live action, but it was the only theater I could get because my car broke down on the way that I was gonna go see the movie, and then I had to go back here because I was like an hour away, so I had to go get a new theater, and I could only find IMAX, but
Yeah.
was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I walked out of that movie being like, that might be one of my favorite animated movies now. Just cause
I think it's one of mine. Yeah.
just cause like I never had like Disney. All right, like I did, but I never like grew up with like, oh, Little Mermaid and Hercules. But so it's definitely makes my list.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that covers that. So now we can move into the big titty. The first big titty of season 2. Mine is that I moved, basically. Um, was a somewhat smooth move. They pushed some things on us. The day of move, like, hey, your HVAC unit's gonna need to come out, and you won't have hot water for a couple days, and we're gonna be destroying concrete in that little HVAC room, and uh, we don't know how long that's gonna take, and we don't know when it's gonna start. So that's fun. But besides that, pretty good. Pretty good move. I still don't even have like everything from my house yet. Um, just because I've just been moving slowly. Like I don't have like all my suits and stuff, but it's like I'm not gonna need that right now. But I love my room. I have the master in the apartment, so we got. Oh no! I was gonna. Oh no!
That's like the third oh no of this.
I
Before
can
he
show. I
started recording this, he hit start streaming.
I
Just
did,
FYI.
but I stopped it right away. Nothing. No one even knew. Um. So I
Stream
got I
that
got I
never
got a
was.
bathroom right here, which is glorious. I got the closet right here, walk-in closet, great. And then I got the just into the apartment right there. So pretty awesome. I don't know if I can get this back. I'm gonna be completely honest. My
Just hold.
my cords are very tight.
Just hold it the whole time.
I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, TLDR, great thing. And on to the next titty.
Yes, the next titty. That is mine. I have the second titty. Together we make one whole human titty. Titty number. So mine is just, all of the game announcements. I don't think I could pick one that I would say is my top announcement. I can tell you what my top showcase was, and it wasn't Sony, which made me cry for days and days. I think Sony kind of blew chunks. Sony always tries to go first with their announcements, and sometimes it pays off because the competition doesn't live up to what Sony presents. But if you're gonna go like a week or more in advance of all the other announcements, all the other showcases, you better bring it. And I
Yeah.
think they thought they were gonna bring it with Spider-Man.
Well, I think they like partially brought it. They probably didn't know what Xbox was gonna announce. And they're like, this is enough. Like I don't think it was like the
Yeah.
worst, but it could have been better.
Oh, I think, see, that's the world I live in, is one where Sony definitely should have done better.
Yeah.
They did too much on hardware that people
Well,
generally don't care about during a gaming showcase.
that and I feel like they just showed not too much of Spider-Man 2, but just like I was just like, when is this like thing? Wait, hang on. What am I thinking of? This is the one they showed like 10 minutes of Spider-Man 2. Never mind. I
It
take
is,
it
yeah.
all back. No, it's not.
It
No.
is. Yeah.
They showed this. Oh, wait.
They
That
showed the
okay? Yeah,
trailer,
yeah, yeah.
then
So
they
okay,
showed the gameplay.
okay. So here's what I was thinking of. So I saw this the day I moved, which I thought now was like a month ago, which technically it is, but that's why I got confused. And then at the Summer Games Fest, they did the release date. That's what it was. So yes, I still then have the take that I think that it was awesome to see so much gameplay, and he did say like, "Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet," which is promising. But it was
Mhm.
I almost like was nearing the end, and I was like, "Okay, when is this gonna end? When are we gonna get to the next thing?" Because it was just like so much gameplay thrown at you. That being said,
Yeah.
I think it looks fucking awesome.
It was very awesome. And some of the announcements that they did afterward are also really cool. Like they said, from X point in the game, as soon as you play as both Spider-Men, you can switch between them at will, like for the whole game,
Yeah.
which is super cool. Obviously, Venom. They said Eddie Brock is not the Venom in this universe, so we must assume it's Harry. I think is the only other
I
one
think
that's like
well
prominent.
so
I think it's
I
gonna
would
go to Craven or something.
I don't know. I think Harry is a very basic answer, and it might happen that it's just like they go with that. But I feel like that was hinted at the first game, so it's like who knows now if that's gonna be him in the second or if they want to throw a curveball. I
Well,
don't
the
know.
Venom suit can also jump. It could be on
Yeah,
Harry for like 5 minutes, and they go, you know what, Craven is way cooler, so I'm gonna
yeah,
go to Craven, and then they'll make Craven instead of Craven being like a middle of the game, you beat him as Venom Peter or whatever,
hmm
and then he's nothing for the rest of the game. Like he becomes the big bad the whole time,
yeah,
and it's like the Venom suit jumps to Craven mid fight because it thinks that he can beat Spider-Man with its powers or whatever.
yeah.
So
But yeah,
that
Venom
could be
gameplay
cool.
looks fucking awesome too.
Yeah, all the different kills now, which
Yeah,
they're like legit kills since Venom will kill people probably
yeah.
instead of just knocking them out.
Um, I think yeah,
They also
Miles has some new stuff. You can also like make your own webs, so you don't have to like only move on like these pillars that or these rods that the game made. You can make your own type
hmm
of beams now, so you can get stealth kills from anywhere, which is cool.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
making the lines the like tight ropes or
yeah,
whatever.
that's
Yeah,
the word. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, very excited for
I
this. That's
It
definitely gonna
made
be
me
day
more
one.
excited to play it. It
Yeah,
did. It definitely made me more excited to play Spider-Man 2 than I have been, which I already was. But it wasn't like holy shit, they absolutely killed it.
yeah.
Everyone knows Spider-Man 2 is coming. Everyone expects Spider-Man 2 to be
I
great.
almost think it would have been cool if we got some like I don't think because it's the same team, maybe not same team, but same company working on it. So maybe not like a trailer or anything, but just some news on the Wolverine game. I think could have been
Wolverine.
cool. Yeah,
I thought they were going to announce that. Or
yeah,
not announce it. I thought they were going to show it like a CGI trailer that's not just his claw coming out where you don't even see his face.
yeah,
I really thought they were going to bring a lot more new things that we did not know existed.
yeah,
I mean, there are definitely things that we didn't know existed, but I mean, one is a remake. One two things are hardware. Like
yeah.
Project Q.
Don't care about
Project
it.
Q is just a PS5 like remote play machine,
Yeah,
which is like, why would you get that over like the Stream Deck? Which I don't know if you can connect it directly to remote play PS5, but I bet you can download the remote play app on it and just use that.
yeah,
So if Project Q isn't remarkably cheaper than Stream Deck or Steam Deck, I mean, there's no way they sell a ton of these units.
yeah.
There's just no way. So I don't know about. I mean, it looks like it's comfortable, and the screen looks pretty high quality. But again, like I'm just gonna play on whatever I use it on.
Yeah.
My need for handheld gaming on the go is not that extreme that I need a machine that is exclusively remote play for
Yeah.
Sony. And then they announced
Um,
their earbuds. Sony is a great audio company, so I'm sure it'll be great earbuds. But
they have that
no,
weird Splatoon clone that look kind of
I actually thought that
cringe.
looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, and it made me say to myself, man, maybe I shouldn't have been hating on Splatoon so much, thinking
Yeah.
because everyone always describes Splatoon as the Call of Duty of Nintendo, and I was like, there's no way. Yeah, it's like the best competitive multiplayer game on Nintendo, probably, where you can play online. I
Wait,
wouldn't call it the Call of Duty of Nintendo.
I think I take back my criticisms of PlayStation. There were some games here now looking back on it that I think I want. Like, so I haven't played Ghost Runner, but I heard that game's cool. A sequel to that's pretty cool. Phantom Blade Zero looks cool as shit. That's the one new game that I saw there that I was like, holy shit,
That's
that
from
was
Capcom,
cool.
right? That's one of the Capcom ones, I think.
I don't know what company's
That's the
doing it, but
really
it was
weird looking
during
one, right?
no, it was during the PlayStation one.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
hack and
No,
slash
but
RPG. It doesn't
Yeah, I
say who's
think
developing it on this
I thought it was
article.
also at the Capcom show, so I think it is Capcom. But yeah, I know which game you're talking about.
Um,
It
hang
look
on, let me see. It's it is Souls like. Does Capcom do Souls like? I don't know. No, it's Cruel Man Studio.
mm,
That looks cool. I think the one that looks fucking. I saw this on TikTok like a year ago, but it's the one where you jump from the book to outside the book. The Plucky Squire. That game looks cool as fuck. You like go from like 2D to 3D, like Paper
yeah, that
Mario
one looks
type
cool.
shit. Yeah.
Um,
The
Bungie
tail.
announced a new PvP shooter.
Fuck that shit. Fuck
I thought it was just a Destiny expansion.
yeah. Fair game with a dollar sign at the end. Fuck that shit. Fuck the Talos Principle 2. That's all I got.
They did the Beat Saber thing when they did the VR.
Yeah.
It's like they have a Beat Saber the Queen edition. I mean, that'd be a
Mm-hmm.
great if I had VR, I'd play that. I'd probably pay money for the Queen edition. Queen is fantastic. Um,
But yeah, Metal Gear Solid Delta is cool. I think the one thing that they need to make sure they do is like keep the old gimmicks of Metal Gear Solid that made Metal Gear Solid.
wait
And if
for
they
Delta or for 3?
for Delta,
For Delta, okay, the new one.
yeah,
Okay.
because like one of the things in 3 is you fight this really old fuck, and he's just like the goat sniper. He's the best who's ever done it, and
The end.
and you can like change your you can like leave your PS5 or your PS3 on PS2 whatever, and he'll just die of natural causes eventually. Or you can like try to get him the normal way, but it's like, are we just gonna be able to cheese that, go in, change the clock? Because I think that's what I did on the PS2 or PS3.
Mhm.
So it's like, is that cheese still gonna be in there? I don't know, but it should, like something like that gimmick, or like in the first game where it was like the mind reader because your controller was in port 1, and if you plug your controller into port 2, he can't read your moves anymore. Like that shit's cool as fuck.
Yeah, they always
And
did cool stuff like that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if that shit's still in Delta, I think that'll be really cool. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge Metal Gear Solid guy, but I've only played one, which fuck one. I fucking hate that game, and I didn't play Twin Snake, so that one could be better. And then I was warming up like a little more on 3 or 2, and a little more on 3. So maybe the newer ones I'll like. I think it's really just like the old style and old
Mm.
controls that I hate. Um, but so I'm definitely gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But I think that's
Foam
everything.
Star was the
Yeah,
clone you were talking
Foam
about.
Star. Fuck that shit. Oh, and then they showed
Yeah. I'm probably gonna play it just because.
if it's free,
but,
I might. If it's not, God no.
yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do much free stuff. That's the problem with
Um,
Sony compared to Game Pass.
16 got a trailer, which is cool. I'm not really looking
That
at
trailer
it.
got me way more hyped to play the game than I was originally.
I'm not looking
That
at any
trailer looked good.
trailer. I'm not playing the demo. I'm going into this when I get it because I got the
That
collector's
trailer
edition.
was so good. That trailer was so good. And they did the Rebirth stuff, like 5-minute
Yes,
trailer
that
of
was
it.
cool as shit. But
That
that
did
no,
look cool.
that was
I have
Summer
a
Games
problem with
Fest.
that though.
That was Summer Games
Well, that was
Fest.
Summer Games Fest. Oh, well, we're going to Summer Games Fest next then, I guess.
Okay.
The
Well,
problem I
so
had. Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the things that seems like it might be changing is Tifa is apparently dead now or something because he's like, oh, I killed you, but we know. So in the old, there was like one trailer before this one where Sephiroth was talking and he's like, oh, you're already dead or something. What if he was talking to Tifa? We thought he was talking to Aerith because we all know Final Fantasy VII. But it's like, what if he's talking to Tifa and she dies instead of Aerith in this new universe? Oh, I would be so upset.
God, I really hope she doesn't die. I feel like I don't think they're gonna kill her. If they kill her, it would demotivate me to play the games. I'm not even gonna lie. I just love Tifa. I like her
Well, because like
personality.
the thing is
She's
like
obviously hot.
Aerith cannot be with Cloud, and Tifa has to be with Cloud. So it's like they can kill her if they introduce someone new for Cloud. That's the only way I'll accept it, and she better be a baddie.
It's gotta be like Tifa 2.0.
Exactly.
One cup size higher, but same exact physical properties
The
besides
big
that.
titty of the week.
Yeah.
But we did see Red 13 as an official playable character now.
Yeah, the thing that the problem I had with the trailer was it just looked like it was exactly like remake.
Well, I think yeah,
No
that was
changes whatsoever. I mean, graphically, I'm sure it's going to be improved. I expect some level of gameplay improvements, quality of life improvements somewhere, but the combat looked identical. So I
Yeah,
don't know how I feel about that because I wasn't a huge fan of the combat. I feel like they definitely could improve upon it.
yeah.
I don't know how. I'm not a game
Well,
designer,
I feel
but
like
I
because
think they can improve on it.
you didn't play what's the Yuffie one, right?
I didn't play the Yuffie one though.
So like that one, like the combat was the same, but it felt faster and it felt smoother in that one. So it could potentially be just like that one more. I also don't know, maybe because it's like Yuffie, she's just a ninja, so she's quicker. That's why it felt faster and smoother. I don't know. So maybe going back to Cloud, it'll feel like the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the combat in intermission from that.
Yeah, I didn't hate the combat in remake, but I just think there are definitely ways to improve upon it. That's all I'm saying, and I
Yeah,
feel like they should, since it's not like these games are coming out a year apart. They should
yeah,
take the time to invest and do like from the ground up, rethink the whole process and come up with new ideas when they have the time in the development process.
yeah,
I just don't know if they did it for this game, and they might be so heavily focused on updates they make to the story that gameplay is not going to advance through the trilogy,
yeah,
which I would expect and want, you know.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
but
besides,
I did like the story aspects of that trailer. I thought it was really cool, and it also got me hyped to play the game.
yeah. Um, besides that, we got a date for Spider-Man 2, October 20th, which is awesome. Um, we got Prince of Persia, don't care. We got
That looked really cool, actually. Well, when you look at the Ubisoft, if you saw the Ubisoft forward, like 10 minutes of gameplay,
mhm,
Ubisoft, we're gonna get to that one soon, but Ubisoft always has the worst fucking production value on
mhm.
all their showcases. This one, they're showing these games, and there's someone on stage talking about them live. They cut away from the game and do a close up of the guy's face mid trailer.
That's
Show
hilarious.
me the whole trailer. What are you doing? I don't want to see this guy's face.
That's funny.
Sometimes they cut to this, like he's on stage and they show the whole screen. You can still see everything and then you can see him. That's fine.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's just the game. You can't see anything else. Also fine. During gameplay demo, I don't want to see this guy's fucking face.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so I've never. I
but
don't
this
know,
game
like
looked cool.
if this is like a standalone, maybe I'll check it out. I just assume with Prince of Persia, it's something I know literally nothing about, and I assume that it's like a franchise that might maybe
Standalone.
connected. Oh, it is
No,
standalone.
I mean it is connected to like the lore, I think, of the first few games, but not gameplay and not the character at all. You're playing a totally new character. Also has time powers, but
That's
in
cool.
very unique ways and creative ways. Like, so you know how like in Jedi Survivor you had to go dash through those green things and
Mhm.
reset your jumps and stuff. In this, you basically set a time portal for yourself, and you like when an unavoidable attack is coming, you try and outrun it and then reset yourself behind it. So you have to strategically place like your time portals, and you can use rewind powers to sort of avoid death the same way you could in the Sands of Time series games and stuff.
That's
I'm
cool.
excited for this game. I'm really excited. I think it's coming out January of
Yep. January 18th.
2024. I'm looking forward to playing this one
All right, maybe you
for
can sell
sure.
me on it, which probably wouldn't even
Yeah.
take that much. We also got Mortal Kombat 1 trailer, which I didn't really like the name, but now that I remember how uh 12 ended or 11 ended, I don't remember what game we were on.
Ed
Um
Boon was on stage for this. Yeah, he
yeah.
explained it.
Yeah, the
He
universe
explained that
reset basically.
they reset the universe. Yeah, now instead of Raiden being a god, it's
Liu Kang.
Ryu, Liu Kang. Liu Kang, Ryu, he's from Street Fighter. Liu Kang is the god of fire, and Raiden is still in the universe, but he's not a god. He still has lightning powers, but they're different and unique. And I think it's like Scorpion and Sub Zero are actually brothers in this one instead of rival clan
Yeah.
members. And they have a rivalry, but they also work together really well because they're brothers. They finally got Jean-Claude Van Damme to be in the game because he's who Johnny Cage was based on in the original, and they were going to use him from the inception of Mortal Kombat. I think it was Mortal Kombat was originally going to be a licensed game of a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and then they lost the license, so they just made the game anyway and called it Mortal Kombat. And Johnny and Luke and whatever Jean-Claude's character's name was changed to Johnny Cash.
Cage.
Not Cash, Cage. Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny Cage. But now they finally actually have him for the first time. Ed Boon was like, we've been this close 4 or 5 times, and it just never worked out. Now it finally worked out.
That's
It's like a
funny.
lifelong dream of Ed Boon is finally happening, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Mortal Kombat. I think it's a fun fighter, so I'll definitely pick that up. And the story's cool. Um, got Fortnite Wilds. Hell yeah. Optimus Prime. Hell yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Or crossovers.
yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Sonic Superstars. I don't really play Sonic, but I've talked to some Sonic fans, and apparently, going back to 2D is cool. 2D gameplay with the 3D art style. People are excited for it. Maybe I'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really played a Sonic game before.
It's like the Mario ones. It's like New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
U and stuff. You know, that stuff.
Mm.
I think this is really cool. I never played a ton of Sonic, but I was interested in the game. I just never had Sega
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid. So I'm looking forward to this a lot. It looked really cool.
Yeah. We got Alan Wake 2, which I never played the first one. They said you don't have to, but I'm a freak and I need to. So
Yeah.
it's like I wouldn't pick it up unless I played the first one, but it's cool for people of the franchise, I guess.
It's a horror aspect game too, so.
Yeah. Then what I'm excited for the most. Like a
Yeah.
Dragon, Gaiden, subtitle, The Man Who Erased His Name. Very excited for this. It's going back to old style Yakuza, where it was like more beat 'em up type of action RPG. Because the new ones are all turn based, which is awesome as well. And we got more news about that in the Xbox showcase. But yeah, we got a release date for November 9th. Also, like, Kiryu did a move in the trailer that, like, he, like, wrapped people up with an invisible rope. He looked like Spiderman. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The Yakuza games have never been realistic, so they want to give him that power. Sure. I'm sure it's not going to do, like, lore-wise anything. It's just going to be, like, in battle, he can do some weird shit with a rope. But yeah, very excited. Love Like a Dragon. Love Yakuza, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Everything else. Oh, we got
Star Trek game.
Star Trek,
game, yeah.
but then we got a new game from Akira Toriyama. Apparently, it's from his manga from 2000. I never even heard of this, but
I never heard of it either. Yeah.
Toriyama makes some cool shit. The art style looks cool.
Yeah, the art style looks cool, but
the gameplay I don't really care about. And then Pokemon with guns. Pal World. This shit looks stupid as fuck. Anyone who plays this, I look down on you. This is the same company that made Craftopia, I believe, where they scrapped Craftopia to make Pal World. And it's just like Craftopia was basically every game you could think of. There is some aspect of it in this game. They had the stamina bar for Breath of the Wild, bar for bar, how it worked. They had alchemy. I don't know why, but you can just create shit. They had dungeons. They had Minecraft looking aspects of the game. Like, it is crazy, and I have no interest in this game. But that's all I got. Then we got Lord of the Rings, which I know Gollum failed hard. So I was a little surprised to see this. I've seen literally nothing on Gollum.
It's an uphill battle for sure, based on the Gollum reception.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool for people who like that shit. And I wouldn't say I hate Lord of the Rings. I just never got like super, super, super into it. But yeah, I don't really know why Gollum failed. If they're planning on fixing it, if they do like with patches, if it's unfixable.
They are planning to fix it. They're going to work on it a lot. They've released like public statements on it. I know it was like the stealth wasn't rewarding and it wasn't very fun. Basically, it just wasn't a fun game to play. Is what the general consensus was.
Which that
is the main
goes back to my point
of
of like, yeah, like is it fixable? I don't know. Like, do you have to?
I mean, Cyberpunk is essentially a whole different game than when they released it. That's what I read that recently.
Really? I feel like it's the
they're
same
also
thing. It was
announcing
just
the
bugs.
expansion. No, but they character models have been updated, even ones that weren't issues. They've updated apparent core mechanics of the game, perks. Some perks that were in the game at first don't exist anymore, and some new ones have been added. Things like that.
That's cool, I guess. Something that is cool is Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This is gonna be like a mobile thing, but it's like it's not like your standard like, oh, gotcha mobile. It's not like that at all. It's like it's basically like a turn-based game of everything OG Final Fantasy VII universe. You have Crisis Core, you have Final Fantasy VII, you have Dirge of Cerberus. You might even have like some of the smaller games like There was one Crisis Core game that took place before Crisis Core. I don't remember what it's called, but that might be in it. I'm not sure. But it's basically the entire OG FF7 universe in like this cool art style, cool turn-based combat. So you don't have to play like Dirge of Cerberus how it was intended, and Crisis Core as well. I'm pretty sure that you can get any app on Windows 11. So this would be something that like that's how I would play it if that is how it works.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's just cool for more people to play it, I guess. Um, then you got this game I don't care about. This game I don't care about. The Twisted
Well,
Metal
Baldur's Gate
shit.
3 is a Baldur's Gate 3 is a huge game. They just announced something though. It's not. I think they have an official release date now since it's just an early access
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
just
And it's been
he's
early
gonna
access
be a
for 2
major.
years.
It's some major villain is going in the game, but nothing like that's all I
Yeah.
news. The Twisted Metal clip that they showed looks stupid as fuck. I also look down on anyone who watches that show.
It's funny that they use the voice of Will Arnett
Yeah.
as Sweet Tooth though.
I was talking to someone and who played the game, and I was like, "Is this what the game is like?" He's like, "Not at all." Like, I
The
don't know what the
game
fuck.
is all vehicle
Yeah,
combat. You can tell from the clip that he says like, "Are can you fight outside of your vehicle or not?" So I think the show is going to be a lot of vehicle combat, but it also is going to have actual character development in progress. I'm sure.
gotcha. Um, then Marvel
I don't even have
Snap.
high hopes for it.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, I don't. I was never a fan of Twisted Metal.
Marvel Snap is a cool mobile game. I played it on my iPad a little bit. I kind of fell off of it, but maybe this. Oh, it comes out
From
today.
the original game developer or not game, maybe I don't know who he was. It's a big name, Ben Brode on Hearthstone.
Hmm.
Made a studio or went to a new studio where he's in charge of Marvel Snap now
Yeah,
too.
the game's fun. I just fell off of it, but it was fun when I played it. So maybe I'll go back to it. Um, fuck Call
We
of
gotta like
Duty.
rapid fire this, just FYI.
We have to. You said.
It's getting late. It's getting
Yeah.
late. You wanted to
Well,
end.
okay, then here we go. Fuck Call of Duty and all that drama that's with it recently too. Fuck Path of Exile 2. Fuck Exoprimal. Lies of P looks kind of cool, but that's just because I'm getting more into
It's a
Souls like.
Souls like. Because you're getting into Souls like games.
Yeah. Fuck Witcher
Yeah.
3 season 3 or fuck.
Hey,
No,
hey! I liked
I'm
that.
saying fuck it because nothing matters because season 4 is probably gonna be bad.
Well, yeah.
Like
Well, we'll see. Yeah, but yeah,
um,
I agree.
I won't say fuck Warhammer 40k because Henry Cavill likes it.
Smart man.
Yeah, see, there you go. Fuck
I mean,
Nicolas
he's in
Cage.
Witcher season 3, but
Not
okay.
fuck Nicolas Cage, but fuck Nick Cage being in Dead by Daylight. I think that's kind of weird and cringe.
And he's just one of the survivors. He's not even
Yeah,
a villain.
yeah,
That was so stupid. I thought he was a villain the whole time. I was like, that's so awesome. They just use his weirdness as villain material.
yeah,
But no, he's just a survivor. So he just grunts a few times and he has a few voice lines in the game.
yeah.
Eh.
Fuck Yes Your Grace.
I know nothing about that
I thought
game,
that
yeah.
art style looked so weird, and I didn't like that they didn't have faces. I don't know what Witchfire is. I don't know
I
what
think it looks
Remnant.
cool. I don't know
Witchfire.
much about it, but I think Witchfire looks really cool and I want to play it.
Oh yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say
Bulletstorm.
about it.
Yeah. I don't know what Remnant 2 is. Immortals of Avium Avium or whatever looks kind of cringe. They said it was like Doom. They showed gameplay and it looks nothing like Doom except the fact that it's first person.
Yeah.
Under the Waves.
Well, no,
What?
which one is it?
Immortals of
Immortals
Avium.
It's the same art style as the original Doom, or it's like harkening back to it, I think, if it's what I
Oh.
remember.
Under the
Yeah.
Waves. I don't know what the fuck that is. Honkai Star Rail, great game. Fuck the gacha. I fucking hate that shit, but I love the game. Black Desert Online. The cinematics looked cool, I guess. Lisfanga. That game looked cool until I realized that the trailer they were showing wasn't the art style. Then I said, "This looks dumb."
Yeah.
Fae Farm.
It's very similar to the. I think it's going to be very similar to the Prince of Persia game too,
Yeah.
mechanics wise.
Yeah. Fae Farm. I'm not into farming simulators, but my friend is, and he said it looks cool. Thorn and Liberty. I don't know.
Throne and Liberty.
Yeah, that one. Party Animals. I think that they showed like streamers with it, which is kind of weird. And that's it. Okay, cool. That was the Summer Games Fest. Which one now?
That was just a lot of it. Yeah, it was a lot of announcements. So I want to get through it.
You want to do Xbox next?
Xbox is I think the ones who won, but they have few announcements. So
Well,
let's do
wait,
it. Maybe
no,
we
okay.
won't get to like Future Game Show or something. Future Game Show is notable because Laura Bailey was a host, and she's the voice of Abby in Last of Us 2 and stuff. She's also in Critical Role, and also I think that she's very attractive. So Travis Willingham is a very lucky man. She's also the voice of Kid Trunks in
Oh,
DBZ,
wow.
or she was for a while. I think she took off one season for conflicts or something. But yeah, let's do Xbox. I'll go through this. I think we're looking the same on Polygon.
I'm looking at IGN.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right. Well, I'm gonna go through the Polygon one.
Hang on, let
Now,
me
let's go.
you can start, bro.
One of the problems I had, I'm just gonna do Xbox as a whole. One of the problems I had with the showcase in general was they used a ton of CGI trailers, not a ton of gameplay, like in-game footage. But the announcements they had were basically all new. A lot of them are coming to Game Pass for free, which is like a bigger announcement than expected now, since Sony is not matching them. So it's a bigger plus for the game, I think, than it was in the past at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll go through the games. I'll start going through the games. So they showed Fable. I loved the first Fable. I essentially got an Xbox to play Fable and Halo, and I liked Fable better than I liked Halo. It's just my type of game. The British humor, the fantasy setting, you powering up like an RPG style game. It looks like it's a total reimagining and not necessarily a remake. It's just called Fable, so I had no idea at first. I'm looking forward to the guy who he's in the IT crowd, and he does the voice of a lot of characters like in animation. He plays this giant in the CGI trailer that the main character ends up fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the voice actor, so he's cool. Then they went to another total CGI trailer, South of Midnight. Don't know much about it, but it's like a skeleton giant playing a guitar or a banjo on the bayou, and your main character, you assume, protagonist, goes up and asks him for info about a creature that just comes out of the lagoon or swamp behind her, and she uses some weird electric power between her hands. And then the end of the trailer, so don't know anything about it at all. But I mean, it's a new IP, and it looks promising based on the CGI 2-minute trailer. They did Star Wars Outlaws. They did way more in the Ubisoft Forward. They did probably 10 minutes of gameplay.
Damn.
It looks really cool. I'm going to say right now, I think that this game is going to be fantastic. I think this game and Starfield look like very similar as far as combat and game mechanics and stuff. But this one, since it's set in Star Wars, looks really cool. I think it does look like Starfield. Starfield has like a merged Fallout with this kind of game.
Gotcha.
Like it's more Fallout system for looting and gunplay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Outlaws is more like oh, son of a, I don't know what, I had a comparison in my head, now I lost it.
Damn.
But Outlaws looks really, really cool. The CGI trailer they showed, awesome, and then the gameplay was really cool. It's hard to, because it's another game. It's a game where you can be avoiding the Empire and you jump into space and you're in space combat. Like, so there's also space combat in this game.
That's
You're
cool.
trying to go into hyperdrive. You try to launch hyperdrive. It just seems really cool. 33 Immortals. I was like not paying attention when this one was on, but it's a roguelite, I believe. Cool. But it's like a co-op roguelite.
That's cool.
And it looked kind of cool. All the top down, kind of like that vampire game where you like go and kill. You just like shoot a bunch of shit all over the screen and kill as many as possible. All the, like the streamers have downtime with between like major games and stuff. Fuck Payday 3. I don't care about Payday 3. And then we get to the Personas, which are more your. So I'll let you talk about Persona 3.
So there's good news and bad news with this one, which I was hoping it would be all good news. But basically they're remaking Persona 3, which is awesome. But one of the bad things that's happening. Oh no, I just started playing a video. One of the bad things that's happening.
Oh no.
is so when Persona 3 came out, there was Persona 3 on the PS2. Then, just like all other Persona games, how you have Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, there was Persona 3 FES, which basically, it turned the first main story into this thing called The Journey, and then there was like an epilogue called The Answer. And then in Persona 3 Portable, they let you choose the gender of the protagonist, so you could be female if you wanted to. It would change all the social links in the game, and would change like some other stuff, I think. This game is basically saying, hey, we're just doing original. Which I hope it's not because they want to do Persona 3 Reload FES later, just to get more money out of people. I think that'd be
That'd
kind
be
of
so
dumb.
shitty.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them just doing the original
Hmm.
as long as they don't do that.
Yeah.
Because then it's obviously money grubbing because you obviously could just release the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
So that would be shitty.
But I've heard because like in like one of like the main personas in the game, I think I've never even played it, is like it's an Aegis whatever. Um, and she has a social link in FES, but not in original, which apparently people think is like really important. And apparently they were like, oh, that might be in Reload, but the answer, specifically the epilogue, is what's going to be omitted. I don't know. Um, but hopefully it's good. I'll probably play it because I really like Persona. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's a Persona 5 thing later, but
Yeah.
that's later.
Yeah. So then they did Avowed, which looked really cool to me. Art style is a little old school, but and not like it looks dated. It just they went with a like a cell, I think it's cell shaded
Oh, I
kind
do
of
like cell
style, like a
shaded.
stylized thing. Hmm?
That's how Kakarot was cell shaded. That looked awesome.
Yeah, I know. No, well, I know what not maybe not cell shaded
Hang on,
then.
let me click this
It
trailer, see if I can.
it was just yeah, maybe let me click through it.
Um,
It won't load shit.
this does not look cell shaded. I don't know what it looks like,
Oh,
but it,
you know what? It looks like the skeletons specifically in it look like cartoony. I
yeah,
guess I should say the overly cartoony, more cartoony, less realistic. Yeah, not cell shaded, but
yeah,
it looks very cartoony, which isn't a major problem for me. But cartoony makes it look like it's not of today's
yeah.
gaming
It almost looks like Witcher
elite.
2.
Yeah, I can see that. The Xbox One,
Yeah.
Xbox version of it, right? Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, the game itself looks really cool, like the magic powers and all that stuff. I think it's cool, and I'm interested in it. I think this is one of the ones that's on Game Pass. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so I'm gonna probably try and check it out. Sea of Thieves, Legend of Monkey Island. I never played any Sea of Thieves thing. It's supposed to be pretty funny. LucasArts is, I think, who made Monkey Island, so they
Mm.
did more than just Star Wars. They
Wow.
did have fun. Microsoft Flight Simulator, and people go real hard in this stuff. Honestly, it seems cool. You can basically fly anything that
Yeah.
goes through the air, which is cool. Uh, I'm more interested in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Dune expansion, because it looks so cool. You're flying a fantasy
Mm-hmm.
like airship now.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll fly a 747, a Boeing 747 any day of the week, just in real life. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't fly a Dune hummingbird thing. So whatever they call these things, uh, Thopters.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, oh, you know what? Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I think that might be what I was. Oh no. This one was weird. This game seemed weird to me.
Fuck it.
Yeah, so fuck that game. Like a Dragon, they showed the beach trailer where the main character guy is just naked and he doesn't realize it at first.
Yeah. Which
He, like
that's.
people keep trying to tell him and he
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't look down.
Yeah. So this is gonna be like a Dragon 8. Um, which title change they took the 8 and they moved it horizontal and now it's an infinity sign.
Mm-hmm.
So this is I assume it's gonna be turn based. I assume this is gonna be the game that shows why Kiryu has a new Justin Bieber haircut. I don't know why. I hate it. If there's a funny explanation, I'll get over it. The only thing, so basically, the main character who has the afro, he goes to a hair salon right after getting out of prison at the beginning of Yakuza 7, and he's like, give me this one hairstyle. They give him the afro, and he's all pissed off about it. So the only way it makes sense is if Kiryu goes to that same exact hair salon and he gets a
And they don't.
Justin Bieber haircut.
Yeah, when he didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
But
I
apparently
look
people
forward to
think,
that.
and based on like obviously they're speaking English on the beach, people think he's in Hawaii, which I think will be really cool.
To go
Um,
somewhere outside of Japan, basically.
yeah, we've never been outside Japan in Yakuza. I don't think so.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
And Hawaii is the closest vacation destination
yeah.
for the Japanese people, so
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Especially
Yeah.
because it looks like he washed up on shore,
Mm-hmm.
so it could have been like they just threw him somewhere in on something that ended up in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Um, this game is what I was thinking of before the Capcom
Yeah,
game. By
that's
the
what I
way,
was gonna say.
Kinitsugami Path of the Goddess. Looks
Hmm.
weird. Looks cool, but looks really weird. Looks a lot like Hell's Paradise, the anime.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. It looks like probably the same, whatever the same root lore is that they pull that stuff from, as I think used for this game by Capcom.
Hmm.
Forza, fuck Forza. Overwatch 2, fuck Overwatch 2 so hard. I hate it right now. So disgusting with all the decisions they're making.
Yeah.
And then Persona 5 Tactica. Here we go.
So yeah, this is honestly, I'm at the point where I'm not like I want Persona 5 to die, but this is the third game of it, and it seems weird that it's still going on. I'll keep playing them if they keep coming out and they're good games. It just seems weird that it's coming out again. Because we had Persona 5, then technically fourth game if you count Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal. But then we had Persona 5 Strikers, which was the Warriors type game, and now we have Persona 5 Tactica, which is the Fire Emblem, just Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah.
Yeah.
SRPG, strategy RPG game. Which I love those games. I think they're very fun, so I'm sure this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was in a Persona, I'd be looking forward to this like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because I like tactics games.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm just not a Persona personally, not yet, at least.
Yeah, he hasn't tried it.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much you can play.
Yeah.
Then Starfield. So they just did I think it might have been in-game trailer, a gameplay trailer. Yeah, it was a gameplay trailer. But they do an hour deep dive into the whole game after this. So I'll talk more about that, I guess, at the end of the announcements. Actually, no, I'll just talk about it now.
Yeah.
I think this game looks really awesome. There are over 1,000 planets you can visit. They're procedurally generated, so me and Vinny could go to the same planet playing the game, making all the same choices, and it's procedurally generated, so we could have a totally different planet on our hands. If we go into the exact same spot in the solar system, in the universe, whatever.
That's cool.
Like I was saying a little bit earlier, it looks a lot like like Fallout gunplay to me. I haven't played Fallout, but I've seen you play it.
Mm-hmm.
The gunplay looks smooth. It looks very, very polished. I mean, the game is coming out in September, so it looks very polished. You can customize your ship. They made like basically a transformer, like a big mecha that launched via the feet and flew through space with its ass.
That's cool.
So you can customize the ship however you want, and whatever you make, it will fly. I think is basically what they're saying with that
Damn.
creation. You can explore local fauna and flora and all that stuff. You can mine for resources. You can go to the moons that are orbiting certain planets. There are quests and big cities and a story, but you can just explore nonstop. Your character creation is one of the most detailed ever. So if you're a real big fan of that, they said the character creation tool that you have is what they use to make most of the NPCs. So if you see an NPC in the game, you could make that exact NPC as your character if you wanted.
That's cool.
They probably have some sort of lock or like a locked hairdo or something for some of the really, really important NPCs that are very story driven characters.
Mm-hmm.
But their collector's edition, they have a smartwatch that you use in the game. They made a smartwatch, like
Wow.
their own smartwatch, and the collector's edition is almost $600. But you
That's
get the
pretty cool.
smartwatch,
Yeah.
and it comes with this case that looks very NASA-like. A lot of the look and feel is analog mixed with punk, is what they describe it as.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like futuristic and old school, like when you see on a NASA spaceship, but also cool, awesome, very futuristic stuff at the same time.
Damn.
You have a jump drive, so you like bend space around you. You have to upgrade different pieces of your ship if you want to jump further. So to get to the outer reaches of the galaxy that you're in, you have to upgrade your ship to a like a certain threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just looks like the perfected version of No Man's Sky and those other games where you can go from planet to planet at will. It just looks like a perfected version of it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think a concern is that like No Man's Sky promised all this shit, and they showed gameplay beforehand. It's like, what the fuck happened when that game came out?
Yeah, but Bethesda's a different animal than whoever developed No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but also I don't know. It's just like, to an extent, I'm not saying this is like necessarily a bad thing, but to an extent, I think not having 60 FPS on console, it just like I don't know, it just seems lazy. Like, yeah, your shit's highly detailed and I get it, but like I don't know. I just feel like it looks lazy on the developing side of it.
Yeah, I mean, they said it's just because they don't want to have uh, force graphical downgrades
But
to
that's
match at
dumb.
60 FPS.
It's like you're the console then just can't handle it, and that's fine. Just do like 1080p 60. I'd rather have 1080p 60 than 4K 30. I think. I'd rather my
Mm.
game be butterier than look smoother or
Yeah,
look.
everyone prefers performance mode over
Well,
quality
you
mode,
would think, but
basically.
I have a friend who doesn't, and I think he's fucking insane too.
I saw articles where the general consensus, a large majority prefer performance mode. I mean, I notice a difference whenever I figure out a game has a performance mode
Yeah,
and I turn it on. It's like night and day.
yeah,
I look back and I go, how the fuck was I playing this game this long without being on performance mode?
yeah,
It was essentially unplayable. So
yeah,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think that if you're gonna play this game, you just have to play it on PC. And
yeah,
that's basically what they're telling you.
yeah.
Um, and it's gonna be on Game Pass on release day for free on September 6th. So
That's pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to it a lot. I think that you should watch the 45-minute deep dive that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll see a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. But moving on, Just Ant. I can't remember what this one was, but
That was a platformer.
oh,
That's cool.
a climbing platform one. Yeah, and you can like, sort of grow different grips onto the rock if you're at a dead end. You use
Mm-hmm.
like your little blue alien guy, which looks really cute.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked cool, but I mean, it's kind of like exclusively like a platformer, maybe puzzle solver kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still Wakes in the Deep. This one I cannot remember anything about. Trailer takes horror to the ocean. Yeah, fuck
Fuck it.
that. Dungeons of Hinterberg. It's puzzles. Fuck that. Style looks cool, but fuck it. Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty DLC. It's not added on to the end of the game. It's like almost like prequel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, and it looks pretty cool. I haven't played the game. I plan to at some point play the game. Keanu Reeves was on stage to talk about it, so of course, again,
They couldn't get Idris
glorious.
Elba to be on stage.
Yeah, I guess not. But he talked about Idris Elba, which is good enough. I wish that Idris Elba was there, but Idris Elba probably isn't a gamer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cities Skylines 2, it's like a
Fuck
Sim
that
City kind
shit.
of thing. Yeah. Metamorph Persona. Oh, creative talent behind Persona 3, 4, and 5. They're
Hell
working
yeah.
on a new
It'll
JRPG.
probably be great.
Yeah. I remember this one looking pretty cool, but it was generic JRPG stuff.
Yeah.
The announced trailer. Um, Towerborn. I
Fuck it.
don't remember. That one doesn't stand out in my mind. And Clockwork Revolution looks like Bioshock Infinite. It just
Oh,
looks like Bioshock Infinite straight up, but you get like different powers.
damn.
It's not Bioshock. That's literally what this article starts with. It certainly looks like it though. And then the last announcement was a hardware one, but it was just a console one, which makes sense during a gaming showcase. They're going to release a 1 terabyte SSD Xbox Series S in
Yeah.
carbon black.
Better that than Project Q.
Yeah, Project Q is. I don't think Project Q is going to take off.
Okay, I
Sony
need
just
for
can't get handhelds right.
yeah. Um, for the next couple, or if we just want to do Capcom and Ubisoft, then, and then
Yeah, what are the other two? The
we
PC
have
game show and the future
future.
game. I
Yeah.
mean, we can look through and see if there's anything. The only thing I remember from PC game show was there's this new RTS game from some ex devs from Blizzard who worked on StarCraft and Warcraft back
Mm-hmm.
like before it was World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked really cool. And I used to be a really big fan of RTS, and they said that every skill level is welcome in the game. You don't have to be a pro, which
That's
is the
cool.
problem I have with RTSs like StarCraft. Once you get to a certain point, there's no point in playing the game unless you are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I remember from there being something where I thought to myself, wow, I really want to play that game. But I'll look
Yeah,
through the
I
list while
just
you
looked
go
through
through Ubisoft.
future. I just looked through future. Didn't see much. Ubisoft.
I'm on PC, yeah.
I didn't watch this. So I really couldn't tell you about much of these things. There's a new Avatar game coming out, I guess.
That one actually looks cool.
Is
That
it
one
does
looks
it
cool.
take place like between movies, hundreds of years before the movies? Like, do we know
It
anything
takes place during the second movie.
during the second movie? Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
you're like some Navi that have been kidnapped and trained to use human weapons, and then when they're trying to flee the planet or whatever, they consider you expendable and kill and say they're going to kill you, and then your teacher saves you.
Mm-hmm.
But then you basically, when they come back, it's you fighting them with Navi stuff, flying through the sky on your own mount, or you can just pick up the guns because you know how to use them because you've been trained, and you just start tearing through shit.
That's cool. Um, Yeah. There's X Defiant, which I've heard only good things about on Twitter. Like for people who are playing the beta, apparently this is a free multiplayer shooter that's best described as Tom Clancy's Smash Bros. Which I
Yeah,
don't know what the
they
fuck that
showed
means, but
they showed clips, but it was muted for me. I don't know if it was
oh,
muted for everybody, but I couldn't hear anything that was said. So they
interesting.
showed clips from Twitch from streamers or from streamers, maybe not Twitch, during the beta.
Mm.
And I guess they thought it was gonna be a really hype moment, but since you couldn't hear what the streamers were saying, or at least I couldn't, I was not hyped up for it.
Yeah. They showed more of the Prince of Persia game. That's cool.
Already talked about, very cool.
The Division Resurgence, don't care.
Yeah, fuck that.
Skull and Bones, don't know, so don't
They had a
care.
live band. They had a
Oh,
live band singing a yo ho kind of thing. It was actually a really cool song. He did like this throat singing,
damn.
yo ho, that kind of thing.
That's funny.
Yeah,
The Crew Motorfest, fuck that shit.
fuck. Yeah.
Um, Assassin's Creed Nexus VR. Um,
You play
allows
as
you,
3 of the existing
yeah,
assassins
Ezio,
in VR mode.
Cassandra, and Connor. That's cool.
Yeah,
Then we saw more of Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I think I saw this on Twitter. That looks cool.
the
Um,
story trailer I think they showed, and then they talked about it on stage.
yeah.
It's going back to the roots.
Mhm,
So not it's I don't think it's gonna play the same as like Origins,
yeah,
Odyssey, and Valhalla.
yeah. Apparently it's a prequel to Valhalla. I'm guessing just in the time. Oh no, it says filling the story of Basim. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Who appeared in that game? So apparently this dude appeared in Valhalla. You're probably gonna play
Hmm.
as him. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says build as a return to the form for the franchise. More parkour and stealth, less micromanaging RPG stats. And then they showed Outlaws, which we already talked about.
And they showed AC Mobile spinoff for China, the Jade Project Jade or something.
Oh yeah, that wasn't on
Codename
this
Jade.
list. Yeah, I saw that though on Twitter.
Yeah.
Um,
They showed a. Wait, is your list done?
yeah, my list is done.
Oh, they also have an anime that's
I
a
saw that.
mashup
Yeah, yeah.
of their stuff
Hmm.
from the one of the producers of Castlevania, good series.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing he really has to his name. And then they approached him for some reason because Ubisoft likes to go to, I guess, cheap talent at the time because it's before Castlevania even when they went to him. They wanted him to do something for Far Cry 3 or Far Cry, one of the Far Cries, and he was like, "No, let's mash up all of your series." And the teaser trailer looks pretty cool. I think it's worth checking it out. It's called Captain Laserhawk, a a Blood Dragon remix.
Interesting.
It looks like they got like a Mega Man type guy with an arm cannon. I don't know what character he's supposed to be, but they have an Assassin's Creed type character. They definitely have a Far Cry type character in there because that was the original reason for the whole anime. Um, but yeah, so it looked cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be on Netflix, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have access to it.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. So I think that's everything in that. Did you see anything in PC that you want to do besides the RTS?
Nah,
Okay.
nah.
So then Capcom. This will be pretty short. I think they have the Kunitsu game we already talked about. Um, Ace Attorney Apollo Justice trilogy, which people like those games. Maybe I'll check them out.
4, 5, and 6, right? I
I
think it's
think
4, 5,
so.
and 6.
Yeah.
They're doing. Yeah.
Um, yeah, came out 2007, 2013, and 2016. Gonna come out in 2024. That's cool. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. I think this was. No, I don't know what this game is, but cool. Pragmata. I only see like a screenshot of it, but it looks fucking beautiful as shit. But apparently the game's been delayed multiple times, so that's never a good thing. Wait, why did they announce that it's delayed indefinitely? Like, what's the point of even? Don't bring it up. Same thing with
Oh,
Wolverine.
that's one where they had the text come on stage where the person was like, "Oh, we're dedicated to this game. We're gonna stick with it," kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Exoprimal. They had a crossover Street Fighter 6. It looks kind of stupid. Um, and then Dragon's Dogma 2, which I know nothing about, but
Dragon's Dogma was apparently a much better game than I had originally thought. So Dragon's Dogma 2, it's a JRPG.
oh, that's
Or
cool.
maybe not J. I mean, it's from a Japanese company, so I think by technical definition, it is a JRPG.
Yeah,
But I think it's not like a Final Fantasy kind of JRPG.
gotcha.
Like it's not super duper story driven that way. It's more like it reminded me of Dragon Age like the Dragon Age games, but you don't control your group. I don't think the same way you do in Dragon Age. It's more like you control your character. You have allies,
Gotcha.
and it's JRPG.
That's cool.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna check it out when it comes out. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna play the first one. It's a big game. Unless I can find it. Unless it's on like Game Pass or something. Maybe I would just power through it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all the big announcements. Oh, and then there was today. There's gonna be a High on Life DLC. High on Knife, I think it's called, or something.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I want to go back and play that game. I just haven't found the time.
Yeah, I'll probably play it eventually.
And then there did you see the Xbox Showcase extended announcements? Is there
No.
anything in this? Is it not even on yet? No, 4 hours ago. Xbox ended. A deeper dive into Avowed, a deeper dive into Towerborn, 33 Immortal. Basically a deep dive into a lot of the games that they already. Oh yeah, High on Life getting a horror comedy DLC, High on Knife. So it's horror comedy.
There you go.
Life of P deep dive, Flight Simulator deep. Yeah, basically every game that they had, they did a deep dive of.
Yep.
Anything they didn't already deep dive on during the show. The
Yep.
Lamplighters League.
All right, well, yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for today. Thanks everyone for listening, watching. We do have a question of the day. What was your favorite announcement from the showcase? All of the showcases. If I had to choose one, probably the thing is it wasn't announced, but just what I'm looking forward to. Probably like one of the Yakuza's, Infinite Wealth.
For me, it'd probably be Outlaws.
Yeah,
Outlaws or Starfield.
that's true. If it's something new, I could probably give it to Outlaws. If it's just what I'm looking forward to the most, they probably like Yakuza or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know in the comments.
Spider-Man 2.
That's
Probably
also
high
true.
up there if it's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're looking forward to most. I'm probably game I'm looking forward to most, but I know I'm definitely gonna get Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
The others I do have I'm reserving judgment, especially for an Ubisoft new IP.
Yeah.
They tend to be CD Projekt Red bug level extreme maximum.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, so let us know in the comments down below if you made it this far into the video.
or tweet at us.
Yeah,
or
that too. Anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's gonna do it for today. Thanks everyone for listening, watching. You didn't hear it first. You didn't hear it here last. You heard it here. Eventually.